Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, jctickets.net, Geico Insurance, Donaway Furniture, Ocean City Golf Club, RussellStreetReport.com, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Holiday Inn Express, the original Green Turtle, hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
Welcome into the original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap Show right here on Comcast Beach TV at Delmarva's Rock Radio, the strongest Ravens signaled affiliate on the peninsula. Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach, WZBHRocks.com. We are broadcasting from the Ravens Room at the Blue Ox Bar and Grill, 127th Street and Coastal Highway at Ocean City with Ravens Roost 44. Give yourselves a hand, guys. Welcome into week number 14 of the NFL for your 6-6 Baltimore Ravens. Coming up, we will recap the 22-20 win over the Steelers. We'll talk news and notes, take a trip around the AFC North, and preview the upcoming game against the Minnesota Vikings. Kickoff of that one at 1 o'clock. That's preceded by the network pregame at 12:30. And, of course, our show airing at 11 o'clock every Sunday on 93.5 The Beach. The Ravens Wrap Show is brought to you by our friends at Bud Light, the Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Geico, the Ocean City Golf Club, jctickets.net, Holiday Inn Express at Northside in Ocean City, at Donaway Furniture. You can visit them for great furniture, Serta mattresses, and rental makeovers. 130th Street in Ocean City, 410-250-5100. Also, buyatoyota.com. That's your official site for Toyota deals. Don't forget, you can like us on Facebook, Ravens Wrap and the Blue Ox. Also online, www.ravenswrap.com. I'm Mike Bradley from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore. Also locally, on 92.7 WGMD. To my left, OC local, former Lehigh College player, business entrepreneur, John Gehrig. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great.
To his left, the owner and one of the original founders of, well, what is now the original Green Turtle, Steve Pappas. Steve, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Second appearance this year. And to his left, former Baltimore Colt, all-pro safety, 14 years of the NFL, Mr. Bruce Laird.
Good to have Papo here with us. Isn't this something?
I know.
Very special.
Second time this year.
Let me tell you, I almost
Very
started crying.
special.
Having you and John and Bruce all here, I almost started crying. It was so emotional for me. I'm telling you. I just want to let everybody know, I want all the Ravens Roost 44 guys. I now have a Facebook page, so I want you guys to come on there, like me or whatever. Ask Eileen what you have to do. Eileen will tell you what you need to do.
What are you kidding me?
Yeah. I almost fell over of a heart attack.
You're kidding me?
Hey.
So now, even though you don't like them for real, you can fake like them.
Hey, they like me. They don't like you. Who they don't like.
Are you administering that? Or are you
John, what did you do getting him in face? That's unbelievable.
It's all her fault.
I'm one of the administrators of that Facebook page, and I'm online the other day, and I see Steve Pappas likes Ravens Wrap and the Blue Ox. I almost died of a heart attack. I'm like, Steve Pappas is on Facebook?
My kids were home for 3 days for Thanksgiving, so they got me. They did all that. And
nice retro pic, by the way.
You're probably
that was my son Jason did that. He picked that picture.
Probably taking selfies and all kinds of stuff now.
They showed me, but I tried to, but it's got a back to it, so I don't know how to take the thing out of the back.
I don't even have an iPad. Look at that, John Gehrig. He's on top of technology.
You know, the
I'm a high-tech guy.
If you take it out of the case, it'll work a little better.
And I got an
tip for
iPad,
the
and I still have my
he's got a flip phone. Yeah, I just made the conversion, Steve, the other day. Well, let's start off, guys. 2 wins since we last talked, and hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving, spent it with family, friends, and enjoyed the meal. We're thankful for all that you have. 2 wins in 5 days, a 19-3 win over the Jets, and a 22-20 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers just 5 days later on Thanksgiving. Now, I want to go back. There was a Baltimore Sun article every Sunday, after every game, they do 5 things we learned. And Charles Walker does the article, and one of the things he wrote in here, which is something that I've made mention, he said, quote, "I've said from early in the season that resilience has been the overlooked trump card for the Ravens in the era of John Harbaugh and Joe Flacco. No matter how helpless they look in stretches, no matter how painful a loss they suffer, they never quit on games, they never quit on seasons. The Ravens scrap might not mean a whole lot if they weren't competing with an armada of deeply flawed teams, but you play the season that's in front of you, and the bottom line is the Ravens now have a very good chance to extend their streak of postseason appearances to 6. It was looking a little dire there, John Gehrig, but they got their act together. They're right back in the thick of things, the 6th seed right now in the playoffs. Resiliency, a perfect term for this Ravens team.
It really is. I mean, this team isn't out until they're mathematically out. And this right now, guys, and this is what we've seen in the last few years, now's the time when the Super Bowl champ, the eventual champ, kind of turns it on. So it's like from here on out, no matter, you got to get to this point, the championship weeks, and it all kind of starts right now. The rest of the schedule is tough. They're going to need to beat some division winners, or leaders, some teams that are going to make the playoffs, but that's what they're going to have to do when you get into the playoffs, is beat playoff teams. So, everybody's beatable, and they've taken care of 2 teams here in the last couple of weeks that they needed to beat.
AFC teams.
AFC teams, they've done it. And now, guys, the Ravens control their own destiny, and they have the pedigree, they have the experience, they have the championship blood in them. So now they just got to go out and perform, and you got to like our chances given the recent history.
You can say what you want, but the Ravens and that Steelers game, they were actually, even though they were up, what was it, 22-6 or something like that?
No, at halftime was what, 10-0?
No, it was something 16-6, 15-6,
Yes.
something like that. At that time, everybody kept thinking Roethlisberger's going to bring this team back. Big Ben's going to come back. Everybody's thinking it. Everyone's thinking it because Big Ben is an exceptional player no matter what you say. I mean, he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's an exceptional player. But the Ravens found a way to win that game, even though the last 2 or 3 minutes was, I mean, that was something out of a novel, out of a dime novel. The Tomlin stepping on the field and then going down, the guy losing his helmet and his knee came down first. And as soon as all the rules, did you know that rule that when the helmet comes off, the play stops right there?
I didn't know it stopped right at that second, but Johnny Greer, the NFL Observer, sits only like 2 seats away from me, so I kind of get the inside scoop. That rule came into effect 2 years ago, that when the helmet leaves, the play is dead there at that moment. Idea. So that's when they went back, whether his knee was down or not. The play. Then they
get the touchdown. They get the extra play for the touchdown. Then they try the 2-point conversion. They don't get it. Then they try the onside kick, and something screwy happens in that. I mean, I told Steven after the game, I couldn't. My heart was pounding. I couldn't take it. I can't go through another game like that.
How about when the touchdown comes and you see him and you see the 2 wides, and I'm sitting there going, someone's going to pick somebody, and the one corner's playing man-to-man, the other corner playing in and out. And I'm looking at that, I go, in all my years of playing, those one of the things that you really have to discuss all the time. You got to say it over and over again. In the huddle, if we have this situation, are we in or out or man-to-man? And you say it like okay, remember, we're in and out or whatever. We're in or out or we're man-to-man. Well, one guy plays in and out, and the other guy plays man-to-man, and Ben just goes,
wide open.
And I go, you got to be kidding me. I go, you can't make this stuff up.
No. As hard as they played on defense, too, and then they let a little Mickey Mouse play like that.
Yeah. I mean, the mental edge is just cracks me up.
Well, I mean, John, 9 of the last 10 games now against the Steelers have been decided by 3 points or less, usually by 3 points. In this game, it was decided by 2. They don't get the 2-point conversion at the end, fortunately, because Shockey Brown did not have his head turned back to the ball, and that was a good pass that was thrown to Sanders there. But, all the twists and turns that Papa was talking about, I actually, for the first time, John, and this almost never happens a Ravens-Steelers game, I felt fairly cool, fairly calm for about 3 quarters until the 4th quarter kicked in, and then I was like Papo at the end, and then it was nuts. Because the offense was moving the ball every time.
This was really one of the better games, and this is why, the old adage, when you kick field goals, you're 3 points closer to losing the game, because this is what happens. I mean, the Ravens really were dominating the game, I thought, controlled the clock and moving the ball up and down the field, but you got to put up touchdowns, and the Steelers put up 3 touchdowns, and the Ravens kick a bunch of field goals, and now all of a sudden you're in a drama, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a division rival. These guys know each other so well, and just to come out with a win there is obviously crucial, and it certainly was dramatic and expensive for Mike Tomlin. So.
And it's awful big, and I hope people realize how valuable Tucker is, because we could have a kicker like the guy from Alabama, and everybody could be sending him death threats. But when you have a guy like
the coverage team that didn't cover the guy once he
well, they had the wrong unit on. They had their blocking team right for the. But anyway, we're lucky we have Tucker, and I'm telling you, that game, that Steelers game, to me, was one of the most exciting games I've ever seen. I'm telling you, it really was.
There's no question, and for the first time in a while, you really got some entertainment value out of a Ravens offensive performance. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been winning, but it's been pretty ugly. It's been pretty ugly for me as an ex-player. I got to tell you, to watch some of this stuff.
All right.
And league-wide, it's getting...
We
it's
watched
getting
it for
crazy.
16 years, 17 years. we've
But
seen it.
it's getting stranger and stranger, man.
What's up with all the rules to make offense prettier? And offense is just getting uglier.
We bucked the trend.
It is unbelievable. We pay a quarterback and our offense gets uglier.
Yeah, but Joe even said it. Joe said, he goes, we felt so good. We were playing so good, and our offense was moving, we were moving, and then boom, we have to go field goal. It's frustrating.
Well, you know what was good about this? Because I'm right on like the 45 in the press box, and I got my glasses, and when Joe has those things, I go right there. And for the first time in the last couple of games, his helmet's coming off, and he's mouthing, and he's
Emotion
basically,
came out.
Yeah, he's upset. He's upset with everything around him. He's upset that you can't the snap count. He's upset that you can't do this, and he's verbally saying it. And when we get back to the thing, the Wildcat, that's what I like. I like players. You played with players, John. I like players with an edge. I like players that come in, demand of everybody in that locker room to be special, to do it week in, week out. And if you're not doing it, I'm going to call you out on it. And I think that's what basically Joe was saying with the coaching staff and everything else. I don't like the Wildcat. I don't care to like it. And I think he told them at Jet Week when they started it. I'm sure he went into Caldwell and said, "You can do this. I'm a team guy. I'll let you run it because you're the guy, but I ain't going to do nothing about it."
How mad do you think he was with Michael Orr after that game? I mean, just think about that.
48 times the guy's done false starts.
That's ridiculous.
In his career.
He had a third of the penalties. The
You
Ravens had
can't-
9 penalties. He had 3 of them.
You can't try to do that, can you? Can you actually try to get that many?
But it really cripples your offense because when defenses can tee up against you and you can't change the snap count because you don't have confidence that your guys aren't going to move you backwards. I mean, that's a crippler, and against an offensive line that's struggling.
And John, now we know why he doesn't hard count it. Now you know why you don't have hut,
Yeah.
or you know why everything's on 2.
Right.
Because I mean, can you imagine if he hard counted it?
If you watch him, he looks like he jumps early on every play.
It does.
Every play, his right leg kicks out. I mean, before the count. It just seems that way.
We need to jump out. More of the Ravens Wrap Show to come on Comcast Speech TV at 93.5 The Beach.
In April 1959, Art Wall won the Masters, edging out Carey Middlecoff and Arnold Palmer by finishing birdie, 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 par birdie. 1 month later, Ocean City Golf Club celebrated the opening of their first 18 holes. That course has been transformed now into one of the most scenic golf layouts on the East Coast. Come experience 36 of the most beautiful and challenging holes you'll find anywhere. Ocean City Golf Club in Ocean City, Maryland.
Like 33rd Street was to Colt fans, Russell Street will become legendary for future generations of Raven fans. Not only is Russell Street the team's address on Sunday, it's now home to the website voted Baltimore's best 5 years in a row. You've known them as Ravens247.com for years, and now you'll love them as RussellStreetReport.com for many more. There's nothing else like it for Baltimore football fans. Trust me, RussellStreetReport.com. Baltimore's home for football 24/7.
Welcome to the Comfort Inn Gold Coast. Conveniently located just 1 block from the beach and adjacent to shopping at the Gold Coast Mall and the movie theater. Newly renovated and open year-round with a marvelous bayfront view. Visit us on the web at comfortgoldcoast.com and see our hot deals and great golf packages, or simply call our direct reservation line to plan your stay.